Guys, I'm excited to say Lonzo Ball, per Shams Charania of ESPN now, going to supposedly make his return Wednesday's preseason game versus the Wolves. And this is a major story because it's been since, I believe, January of 2022. So it's been 2 3/4, almost 3 years since Lonzo Ball has actually played meaningful basketball at all. And obviously that terrible knee injury that he suffered, and there was multiple other times we thought he was coming back, but it seems like this is finally it. They're playing Milwaukee right now, the Bulls are, and it seems like they're just resting their main guys, and on Wednesday night's preseason game, he is going to make his return. This is massive news, and I just want to remind you guys just how good Lonzo Ball is for a second. So Lonzo Ball, incredible defender throughout the entirety of his career, even though in college it did not seem like that really. But he came into the league as one of the best blocking guards in the NBA, one of the best guys at jumping out and getting those passes in the passing lanes. And he's just a really aware defender, one of the best point of attack defenders in the league. So he's covered the bases on that end of the ball. In terms of his three-point shooting, started off kind of shaky. In his first season, shooting just 30% from three on 5.7 attempts. And from there, it went up and up and up and up and up. So he then went to 33%, then 37%, then 38%. And this past season, which was actually in 2022, he launched 7.4 threes a game at a clip of 42%. Again, that was only 35 games in that season, but just an incredible performance from him there. I don't see that falling off a cliff. I know it has been a long time since he's played ball, but from what I know, he has been shooting, he has been practicing, he has been getting back into the flow of things, and I expect him to still be a good shooter. If he's not, then what I'm saying doesn't really matter that much. Also, an incredible passer as well, averaging at least 5 assists per game throughout his entire career. There's a couple actually seasons there where he had 7 assists, and so he's a good passer, maybe not like the best passer in the world, but he's going to be a good option at the point guard spot, a good quality starter. I'd say even for a championship quality team, he would be a good option as a point guard. Could he help Chicago sneak into the play-in? I'd say maybe, but probably not. The teams that he's going to be competing with in the Eastern Conference, like the Hawks, the Hornets, to get into the East play-in, it's going to be kind of rough. They got better this year. The Pistons got better this year. The Hawks got better this year. The Hornets got better this year, in my opinion. And I think the Bulls got worse. They did trade DeMar DeRozan. They did get Josh Giddey, but he's not going to be, I don't think, very conducive to winning. They are probably going to try to get a lottery pick this year, and I expect them to maybe even trade Zach LaVine at some point. And I kind of even maybe think they might trade Lonzo Ball. And here are a couple of more winning environments that I think would be good for Lonzo Ball to go to. So the Minnesota Timberwolves, they are most likely looking to replace Mike Conley at some point in the next couple of years. And especially if Mike Conley just doesn't look the same this year. I'm not saying he's going to be washed, because obviously he's a great player, has maintained being a valuable role player for a long time, since he was on the Grizzlies, and actually he was a franchise kind of player. I expect the Wolves to want a guy that can really pass at a high level, can really defend at a high level, but most importantly, shoot at a high level, because the Wolves finished just 16th in offense last year in offensive rating. They finished first in defense, but they're going to be looking to become probably a bit of a better offense this season if they do want to compete for a championship. I know a lot of people think that maybe they fell out of contention this year because of the Cat trade, but if they want to get back into the mix of things, I think they're going to have to make not a blockbuster trade, but a trade around the margins, like a Lonzo Ball trade, where they can get a guy that's probably going to boost their offense a bit, is not going to hurt their defense at all. In fact, is going to probably help them again to that number one defense as they were last year. And I think he would be a great fit. That's my number one target for Lonzo Ball, is to get to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Also, another reason I think this might be able to happen is maybe in a 3-team trade, getting rid of Julius Randle. If he's not a great fit with the Wolves, I'm not saying that he won't be. I'm just saying it's a possibility. And just adds a great amount of point of attack defense alongside Anthony Edwards. That's going to be an absolutely terrifying point of attack defense to be attacking if you are an opposing guard. Next, the Los Angeles Lakers. So the Lakers are always looking for 3-and-D guards to put around LeBron James, because LeBron James, generational passer, one of the best passers of all time, is always getting guys open, even in his advanced age, driving into the lane, kicking out. These guys are getting higher quality looks. We see it every single year that LeBron James has a new teammate come in. They boost their three-point percentage. They boost their attempts. So I would expect that if Lonzo does go to the Lakers, he's going to see a career year. Obviously, Lonzo started out his career on the Lakers, so to go back there and now to be playing with LeBron, that would be incredible. Also, I think he would be a really good pick and roll partner with AD, as Lonzo, a great lob passer. We saw a lot of that with Zach LaVine, sometimes with DeMar DeRozan, although he was getting a little bit too old for that in his Chicago days. Anthony Davis, probably the best lob threat in NBA history, although that's probably soon going to be Victor Wembanyama. And especially in those non-LeBron minutes, when you have AD out there with a bunch of young guys, you can have a guy that can create a lot of offense for the Lakers and not have it just all go to crap when LeBron steps off the floor. Especially LeBron is probably, I know he doesn't like playing lower minutes, but he's just going to, the reality of it, be playing lower and lower minutes as his career advances. Although, obviously, we've never seen a 40-year-old player play at the level that LeBron is going to play at this year. And then also Lonzo, possibly a D'Lo replacement. I know he had a career year last year, but in the playoffs, there are some questions about D'Angelo Russell. So putting Lonzo in that spot could definitely be an upgrade for the Lakers, although it may be hard for them to get it done with their current trade assets. And then my last one is the Miami Heat. This one, I'm not so sure about it because I don't think the Heat are going to be serious title contenders in the Jimmy Butler era anymore. I just think that those days are past. They should probably lean more into Bam Adebayo at this point. And the Heat should look back at this era as, wow, this is great. We had so many conference finals runs. Obviously bittersweet because they didn't win a championship. But at this point, if I'm the Miami Heat, I would probably look to move on from Jimmy Butler in these next couple of years. And if that does happen, they would go into either a retooling or a rebuilding. Lonzo Ball is a great player to start them off there. That's all I have for today's video, guys. This is a short one. I really appreciate your guys' time. And if you could, subscribe to the video. We're trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys for watching. Peace out.